Sheet. Let's just pass it around over here so we know who's available. Are we live now?
Yes, we're live.
All right, great. Sorry, we're running about a minute or two late here just because
We were locked out of the building.
for a few minutes
want
here.
us in here.
So, all right, well, thank you. These were the minutes from the last meeting. I left those up to start, but we'll go ahead and get started because I know we want to get out of here on time. It's our October meeting. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Our agenda, we're going to do a welcome and do some board updates. We'll do our quick updates on a few topics. Then we got some deep dive topics where we'll talk about a couple more teacher grants, more information about the Boo Bash and the holiday event, and then we'll close it up and talk about our next meeting. So we had the minutes up there from the last meeting. If you have, we posted them also on Facebook as well. So real quick, any questions or comments about the meetings if you've had a chance to take a look at them? If not, we'd like to make a motion to approve those meetings. Is there a motion to approve? I see one. Anyone want to second it? All right. All those in favor of approving the minutes into the?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Seeing no opposed, we can move on. Those are approved. One update that I wanted to give you is since our last meeting, Caitlin Snuffer, our secretary, has stepped down from her position. So she had some other things going on that made it difficult for her to carry on her duties for it. So she's going to step on, and in that role, Catherine and Christina will kind of fill in with the secretary duties and kind of split that up and move on from there. So that's just an update on the board. I'm not going to go over the purpose because I think all of you have been here before or has seen this slide before. Treasurer's report, Melissa, do you want to go through this real quick?
Our starting balance for this month was $12,508.27, and our ending balance is $11,577.10. We had $165.27 come in, and our expenses were $1,096.44. Kind of some highlights of where those numbers are from. Teacher grants, we were able to provide $420.76 for teacher grants. We ordered the new mascot, and then we had some income from both merchandise sales at the back to school night and curriculum nights, and then also some money is starting to come in for Boo Bash as well.
Yeah. So, all right, great. We have this is where we're going to go into kind of some other topics and spend a little time. We call it 1 minute, but we'll take as much time as we need. Scooby nights are coming up Monday, October 7th. So this is upcoming Monday from 5 to 8 p.m. We hope to see you all there. We are still in need of a few volunteers from 7 to 8 p.m. We probably will be okay if we don't get any more, but it would be great if we had 1 or 2 more volunteers for that time frame to carry us through. So thanks to anyone who signed up, but if you have the opportunity to sign up for one of those slots, that would be great. It should be a great night. So, book fairs and conferences. Melissa Stager and I met with our Follett representative. Our book fair is from November 15th to the 22nd. It may be a little bit shorter than that because of the holiday break, because they don't want to have the book fair sitting here for that whole holiday week while we're there, so they might need to pick it up on Friday, which would cut us a day shorter than normal. So we're working with them and started planning for it. We'll still need volunteers to help us run some of that stuff, especially through conference hours. If we decide to do silent raffles, which we kind of talked about doing, selling like raffle tickets for baskets or things like that, we'll want to get that organized as well. And in relation to conferences as well, the boosters were asked to provide a staff meal for one of the days of conferences, and the building is going to cover the other day as well. So I don't think that's probably an issue for us, but it's just a matter of organizing it, figuring out what we want to do, and go from there. I had asked Joanna what they plan to do for their day, so we don't end up like, hey, pizza day 2 days in a row, or whatever it is, and kind of coordinate with that. So I haven't heard back on that yet, but I'll follow back up on that. It's, more than a month away, so we've got time to do that. But if you have any ideas or suggestions or would like to be involved with the planning of that, let me know. And from that. Any questions on the book fairs? Homecoming parade, we've got that coming up on October 24th. We're confirmed with the parade. We're awaiting details. They have sign-ups going through October 10th, so we won't find out the final details until after that, like where we are in the parade, where we need to line up, all that kind of stuff. We've talked about some different things out there. One thing that we talked about was getting some banners produced to walk with, and those could be general Petty banners. And actually I have some designs in here that we can look at. If we get a car with a trailer, which we might have one, I'm not sure, I'm trying to get that confirmed still. We might want 2 smaller banners on either side so that people are going down and then one to walk in front, you know. Or if we don't have the trailer, we can just do the one to walk in front and be a little bit cheaper. A 6x3 banner, which is a good size to carry, you don't want to get much bigger than that, is about $70 with our discount in town. And then there's, if we want to do 2 smaller ones, those are like $29 each. So a total cost could be $130. And those could be banners that they could use and then hang up in the school when we're not using them, and then year over year we can use those in the parade as we move on. I know that the talk of pom-poms or something like that to wave, or was whatever was out there this time of night, coming October 24th, it's going to be pretty dark out, so I thought maybe those foam light sticks would be a good idea. I looked up on Amazon, and to get 100 of them, it's like $51, which is, I think it's going to be hard to beat that with those.
Yeah.
You know, what are those 2-foot long?
Kids will want to be in the parade just to have
I
one.
know, right?
Well, and we're definitely going to need people to sign up for that. We've got a few people signed up for it, but we're going to need to really try to get more people signed up to walk in the parade or be a part of the parade with us. And then the other thing is talking about, I don't think we can toss candy out. That's prohibited, but we can walk and hand it to people as we go through there. One of the thoughts that Catherine had was if we have leftover candy from Blue Bash, we can use that in the parade to do that. So hopefully maybe that'll cover us. But if we get some donations to Blue Bash, which I know we've already had some from some people in the room, thank you very much. And if we get more of that kind of stuff, we can do that on there as well. But if anyone does have a truck and trailer that can confirm that we can use, do you?
Truck,
You have a truck?
250. Like a big
Do you have a trailer though at all?
but we might.
Okay.
So,
If you do, let me know. That would be great, because I think the idea was to have the mascot on the back with maybe
Yeah.
some kids, and then other people can walk behind that and hand out the candy and whatever.
Okay.
That would kind of be our preferred way of doing it. In the past, I guess they were able to get a convertible from one of the places, car dealerships in town, and just drive that and then walk behind that. I just thought if we could get a truck and a trailer, I thought that might be a little bit better way to
Is
do
this
it.
a kid come with your parent activity?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had questions about that, and it's all
Yeah.
really it's all ages. Like somebody asked, could their 4-year-old come? And I said, that's fine as long as there's an adult there
Yeah.
with them.
Don't drop
You know,
off your
type
kids.
thing. This isn't
Right,
you
it's
know
not a
drop
drop
off
and
your
go.
kids and just go with it. But yeah,
We should probably communicate that out, though.
yes.
Repeated.
definitely.
Yes.
But as we get the more details out there, we can confirm all that as well out there. So it should be a nice night. Hopefully, it's not a night like tonight, but
Yeah.
it should be a great time for us to do that. So we'll move on from there. Here's the banners ideas that I worked up. The bigger one would be the 6x3, and the small, the one on the top would be the smaller one. I don't know in relation, are they actually the right aspects to, the size? The top one might be a little smaller. We can do whatever, but this is just something I threw together that I thought might work well. Kind of use the yellow from the school still and the mascot color. So if we want to do this is something that I can send this off to the printer and get them done.
Is it that plasticky kind
Yeah,
of?
it's like vinyl.
durable?
It'll be vinyl with the grommets on it. You can do that. This one actually will have a pocket on the top that you can put a bar in that makes it easier to carry with. And they can use that for hanging that too.
That's great.
So, yeah, they worked out really nice when we did the referendum.
Yeah,
We did
they're
one
very
like
nice
that,
quality.
And it worked out fantastic for us. We even took that one and then turned it into a sign at some point. You put it like in yard stakes if you wanted to. So. All right, so that's the banners that are proposed. We'll keep moving on that, and we'll find out. Like I said, the top ones really determine whether if we have a truck or a trailer that we can attach it to. If not, we don't need to do those, and we can just do the one. But. All right, spirit wear. So we shattered our sales record this year by a ton. And it's not hard. I mean, I guess we only had one in spring, but it was really a big one. Our profit for this one was $468, and when I say it shattered it, something to take into account is there was water bottle. There were water bottles that we sold. And the water bottles that we sold, which I have somebody's got an order here, that was one of the water bottles, we had to pay for those up front. So we had, the minimum order was 100 of those. We sold 6. So now we have 94 of those that we can use for whatever we want, but they're 100% pure profit. They'll hold on to them. I actually took 20 of them and brought them back, figuring we can use them either for prizes at Boo Bash or we can sell them at Boo Bash. So I have some of those that we can have there, and I can get more if we need them. But that kind of, the cost of those came out of our profit. So this $468 is the cost after water bottles, and we actually got like a t-shirt, of like a 5X size t-shirt for the mascot costume as well. And we subtracted that $25, $30 cost out of there as well. So it was
So
a
wasn't
great
it like
store.
700 something that we actually made, or?
800, almost $900.
Okay.
That we would have made.
Yeah.
Without those costs. So
Yeah.
it was fantastic for us. So that's great. I know there were people that said, oh, I missed out on this store. There's another one that we'll be doing in November. So that's coming out there. If you ordered something, there were 2 orders that were put on back order that had an item on back order. I was told that those shipped yesterday. They're shipping them straight to the school. So if they're not in our mailbox, they should probably be here tomorrow. So we'll get them out to you as soon as we can. But there were a couple pieces of apparel that they ran out of, and they had to get them from the vendor. So those are coming, those 1 or 2 items. So, all right. All right, music concert raffles. We've got those coming up here. I've got dates from the school. November 5th grade concert is November 14th, 4th grade December 12th. 3rd grade is in February, 2nd grade in March, and then 1st grade is in April, and I think they were talking about condensing the first in kindergarten, but I don't know if that's final yet. So that's why I have a question mark on that. But one of the better fundraisers that we did last year was the 50-50 raffle, and was fantastic. So as of this morning, I put up a sign up on our volunteer page on the website to sign up for the volunteer raffles. It's really a pretty easy way to volunteer. I think Melissa did it last year. You get in the building a few minutes early, to be honest, and you kind of go and you sell until the concert starts. From whatever time the door is open, which is normally like 6:30, 5:45, until 7 o'clock. You collect the money, count it up, figure out what the 50-50 is, draw a winner, and then at some point we'll work with Ms. Shigley to say, all right, at this break, announce here's the winner, and then we say, here's, you want your money, whatever, and sometimes they'll just donate it back. So it's really a great way to do it. You can sign up online. We already have all our raffle permits for the entire year set with the Village Maniacs, so we're all set with this. It's pretty simple. We've got the tickets, everything else. It's just a matter of having some cash and getting it going. So super easy. So if you have interest in that, that'd be great. One suggestion that I had out there is, my son's in 4th grade. Well, maybe I would volunteer to do it maybe for 5th grade or one of the other grades that's not my kids' night. If you could do it for somebody else's age group, that might be a nice way to do that. So, back to school, curriculum night, raffles results. So thanks to everyone who signed up. This kind of goes hand in hand with what we were talking about with the concert dates. We had 63 people sign up and say that they would commit to volunteering 1 hour for this year. So be on the lookout. We'll be communicating with all of you that there's opportunities here. So I'm just going to go down real quick. Here are the winners of the 2 front row seats for each grade level. So for 5th grade, we have Catherine Ripper. So congratulations!
Yay.
You got someone here in the crowd. So we'll have 2 seats reserved for you. In 4th grade, we have Katie Kevin was chosen. So be on the lookout for that. 3rd grade, we have
I know, what's with the K's?
Kristen Renkins. And weird how that worked out. I didn't even realize that, but yeah.
It keeps going then.
So,
Yeah.
and I apologize if I'm butchering anyone's name here, but I'm doing the best I can. In 2nd grade, we've got Nicole Farrell. 1st grade, Geraldine Rogers. And in kindergarten, we have Ashley Newman. So congratulations, everyone. We'll have the seats reserved for you. Remember, though, you do need to sign up to volunteer for something. So, to claim your seats. So please do so. All right. New mascot costume. So Notice here, this picture's a little different than the one we had last year. We customized the colors. There was the option to change the colors a little bit and match our logo. So we ordered it. We ordered a Petty t-shirt to go over top of this. I kind of mentioned that already with the Spirit Wear stuff. The cost for the mascot costume was $425, which Melissa talked about. There was talks about getting a new name for the mascot instead of Bobby. I don't know where that's going, but that was something Joe mentioned at the open house last week. It's expected any day. Except it came in today. I thought what we were going to do a live unboxing.
Yes.
Our first ever unboxing. I'm a little nervous about this, considering it's coming from China. And
Should you wear like a mask and gloves or something?
I don't know.
How long
We'll
you
see
can be in
here.
that head with the new fan.
So,
Small box for a big costume.
yeah, we'll see here.
It's all head.
This was either a really great idea to do a live unboxing
Or
or a
really
really
bad.
bad one. So,
Sure.
see here.
Kids, you can sit in here. There's nobody coming, so you can sit. Yeah.
It is great.
Oh, that's
Look
cute.
at that. And his eyes are got the teal.
I'll be honest, I was kind of sweating this. So after we talked about this,
I mean, a
and
lot.
everything else, I lost nights of sleep. over this.
Oh.
I really did, because I started, like, I was all ready to place the order. I placed, got everything all set. And then I'm like, I didn't even, like, look up, like, these vendors to, like, see how good they were. And that was not a good idea. Being that they're all in China and everything else.
Oh, it looks soft.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, see there. What happened to
Yeah, that
Bobby?
we've got stuff. We got shoes.
Ooh, and gloves.
There are fans
yeah.
in the head. There's a fan there for cooling.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Looks pretty close to the
Yeah,
picture.
not bad. So
I think
looks
it's
like-
cute. It's not intimidating either, so that's
No.
good.
So it looks like everything's here. We got shoes.
Look at that.
So hey, it looks pretty good to me.
I want to pet him.
Yeah.
So
He
we
does
can wear
look like
this shirt or without shirt.
Yeah, that's
So,
a good quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and actually, if it's a cold day, it might be nice. That's pretty. It's not.
So who wants to volunteer for Blue Dash to wear the?
Well, we're going to be looking for people that'll want to wear it. We got
Look at
it
that.
nice, the biggest size we could get to accommodate. So
Oh, okay. Nice.
Not too bad.
It's cute. I like it.
Yeah.
at least it wasn't a total fail. I was worried that it was going to come out and it was going to be a dog or a dog bear. Who knows what.
New
In
mascot.
purple.
We changed it.
So, all right.
I want to move
All
this
right,
way.
that was a relative success. So we have a new mascot now. We just need a name. If you're looking for ideas, if you're
What do we do
interested,
with the
feel free.
old one?
With the old costume?
Yeah.
I don't. No idea.
Raffle it off, make some money.
Maybe. Maybe it's back up for when this one's out of commission or.
This is Bobby Jr.
Yeah. Go out to retirement. All right, so Amazon wish lists. We've set up a bunch of these for different teachers. Some teachers have sent us their own wish list that they set up, and then we've given us the link and we've put them on our website, and we've been promoting them. We're still promoting those. They're all on our website under the donate section. You'll see on the side there's a bunch of them. We've worked with at least 13 different staff members, and there's discussions about working with more. So anybody that's ordered something for a teacher, thank you. Anyone that needs help setting one of these up yet still, please reach out to us. Please don't be shy. These are great resources out there. I encourage us to look out there. I know that on some of these wish lists, there's some items that are a little bit higher in value. And so one of the things that I'm going to kind of propose is maybe what we do is at some point in time, when the staff grants kind of start winding down and we still have budget set aside for those, maybe we start looking at pulling it over and start making it rain off for some of these people's wish lists and get some of the higher priced items for them. It's just a thought and something that we can address down the line. But one of the things that I did want to mention out there is also don't forget about Amazon Smile. Gets us $19 twice a year. So if we can get a little bit
Free
more
money.
by more people using it, that would be great. But if you're making purchases off there, just go to smile.amazon.com. You can even build your cart in your normal Amazon and then just go back and smile.amazon.com, sign in, pick Petty Bobcat Boosters, as your charity, and like 0.05% of your purchase goes back. It's something.
It adds up.
You know, it's free money. And there is a spot on our donate page at the bottom, that little ad's there, and you click on that, it'll take you through the steps of how to sign up for us and designate us as your charity. So, that's out there. Box tops. So, fall submission is coming up at the end of October, so if you have box tops, please turn them in. Also, scan them. A letter went out, Christina took care of that and sent out a letter to everyone in the school. Our next submission date after the fall one will be spring. It's only twice a year.
I don't think it was on the letter from Christina, but like I know I do grocery pickup, so I looked on the app and it said, oh, if you do have electronic receipt, that you can. It had an email address that you could just forward your receipt to, and then they automatically look through the things that you bought and assign it.
Cool.
So it like popped up kind of in the app when I opened it.
Oh, that's good to know.
But it's like receipts at. I have a picture of it that I can post on the
I'll have to
Facebook
look
page.
at it because what I'll do is we created a box tops page on the website. I can add that on there as well.
Yeah,
for people,
it was-
so they don't
Because
have
a lot
to
of
go
people
and
do
find
that.
I don't
And
remember
it
seeing
came
that
back
on
within
there.
like, I had one yesterday that came back within like 5 minutes because there was nothing on it qualified, but the time that I've had it come back with stuff, it's really fast, and I just forward it to them and it's wham bam.
Yeah. One thing that she pointed out in there is that even though they're honoring like the old box tops, and if you scan it, you can technically, for this period of transition, it's considered a double dip. You'll get like double credit for it.
Ooh.
So if you can, even if you have the ones and they were the clip ones, scan it anyways and go from there. Sometimes you'll scan it, it'll say, hey, there's nothing on here, but I mean, it takes what, two seconds to scan it. It's worth a shot. She had given me she had mentioned some numbers with what we get for it. I don't remember what those were.
It was pretty good.
So
Yeah.
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something to keep out there, and that's again free money for us.
Oh, sorry guys.
All right. Somebody brought up the other day market day to me and said, "Hey, I'm a teacher at another school. We're at Petty, but they're doing market day. Instead of ordering through them, I would rather this money go to our district. And is this something we'd be interested in?" It's kind of a relatively low effort fundraiser. We basically sign up school, promote it, and then we get 10% of all orders. No volunteers are needed. There's not like a pickup day. Orders are sent directly to people's homes. So it's not like where we have to like, okay, here's market day. You got to come pick up your orders between this time, and then we're stuck with food that doesn't get picked up or anything like that. I put a poll on Facebook about it. There were 19 people in favor of that and 9 people not in favor of that. Right now, when I looked at the Market Day website, right now it looked like they had chicken and maybe some steak coming in the future, some pizzas, some side dishes like vegetables and some other things. It didn't look like there was a lot of variety on there at this point in time, but it looks like sometimes they have seafood, sometimes they have steaks, and other times some of that stuff was saying coming soon, so I don't know if I just hit it at a weird time or because I hadn't signed us up, and so it was only giving us a limited taste. I don't know. If that's something we want to try, I'm willing to set it up and go from there. I do worry though about too many fundraisers. That was something that was brought up last year in our end of year survey about having too many fundraisers and without visibility into some of the other fundraisers that are done by other groups at the school. Even though I'm trying to resolve that, not getting anywhere with it, I just don't want to burn out our school with fundraisers. So I don't know if that's something we want to do or not. So I'm a little hesitant about it, even though people are saying that they're in favor of it, but I don't know. I leave that up to the group to decide. So I don't know if there's any feelings or anything from this group here.
I vote no.
I thought they went under.
They did.
And then you could only buy stuff at GFS.
I don't know.
I think they're back, but if the variety is
Yeah,
not
it's
much, then
yeah.
So maybe it's something we could consider for future.
if it
Keep an eye on it, see if it really comes back. If not, see if we can get maybe some of the other fundraising stuff coordinated between the different groups so we're not doing that, and just say, well, we'll keep it for consideration and see how that goes. Does that sound, I'm seeing a lot of nodding here.
Yeah, I mean, we have enough things and maybe not enough people to handle everything.
I mean, I did like that there's not really
It's
any
easy,
volunteers
nothing to
needed
do.
for this.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice, but it's just
From what I remember, Market Day years ago, I mean, there was
Yeah.
like 4 pages of
Yeah.
tons and tons
Yes.
of
Looking at
things,
that
so.
Yeah.
If it was like that, then.
Well,
But it
listen,
doesn't, yeah, it
People
doesn't sound
would
like it's
think
like that
the whole
anymore.
if
Yeah.
anybody's interested, go check it out.
Okay.
On our Facebook page, I put a link to their website, like if you wanted to see what they had available. Check it out, see if that sways your mind or whatever. Like I said, if it's
Right.
just signing up our school and promoting it, that's relatively easy and can be done low turn, but I don't know, we did that with the Script gift card thing and nobody orders on that,
Nope.
so, you know, I don't know. All right, well, we're gonna move on from that. And that brings us to one of our fun things, Spirit of the Bobcat Award. You see your picture here, the lovely Miss Jamie Scoville, who won last month. She was so kind to send us a picture of herself with the award. This is for teachers and staff only. I'm not gonna go through all of that. I encourage people to report some of the good things that they see through the I Spy form. I know we had some submissions this last month, but we'd like to see more people saying, hey, I saw them talk about this in my kids' newsletter, or I saw a sign in their classroom, or whatever it is. Different things like that that show that they're talking about the boosters and some of the things that we're doing is great. So we're gonna go right into who our winners were. So in 5th place with 65 points, Jamie McGann and Angelina Cologne tied. So that was pretty great. And you'll see that there's, ahead of myself. All right. 4th place, Amy Turner with 72 points. We'll see the race gets a little tighter here. And in 3rd place with 76 points, Ms. Valerie Rivera.
Yay.
Thank you for your efforts.
Yay.
2nd place with 81 points, Mrs. Jennifer Jasinski, who is here with us as well. So maybe next month it'll go even higher. And this was a tight one by 1 point.
Ooh.
1 point. Miss Amber Scherer won this month. So now, while I say that won, they actually get to have the little trophy, but everybody that's on this list, and there's a lot of people that didn't make this top 5, that did a ton to support us, and their names all get entered into the raffles as well. So please keep up the work. We thank each and every one of you for all of your hard work and for helping support us. So thank you, everyone. So since we have
Yay.
these people
Yay.
and we'll have to wrestle the trophy from Jamie's hands. All right, bowling event. We talked about it last time. I had some interactions with the bowling alley. I'm not going to go through them all, but at the end of the day, I booked it for Monday, December 30th from 1 to 3 p.m. We will rent the entire bowling alley. We're paying them to rent the entire bowling alley for those 2 hours and selling our own tickets. So that way we can control how many people are in each lane and hopefully alleviate the pain of everybody checking in at the front desk. We will ask people, all right, here's the lanes, this is the goal. Here's the lanes, and you can pick what lane you want to be on, and you put in your shoe size and how many bowlers and whatever, and then once those lanes are filled up, they're filled up and go on to the next spot and whatever. So hopefully we'll even have the shoes at the lane ready for you. So it's a matter of saying, you walk in the door, I'm so-and-so, all right, good, you're paid, you're in, we're gonna do all our sales in advance, nothing at the door. Everything should be just, you get there, you bowl, everything should be good to go.
And have fun.
That should be the goal of it, instead of having what we had last year where we had the line out the door and people having to leave because they were waiting in line for too long. So we'll have the entire facility. The ticket price will include 2 games and shoes plus 1 raffle ticket. I figured we'll do some kind of a raffle, and we'll can either have some smaller items that we raffle off for some kids, or maybe some gift cards. We can look at different things like we did last year for that. We can sell more raffle tickets at the event as well, but at least everybody gets a chance to win just for coming. We haven't set the price for this yet. The plan is to pre-sale it only. We'll watch for more details about ordering and everything else. I'll get that going here soon, but I wanted to wait till after Bubab before we started the next thing with that. Right now, the way that it is we are renting the facility for $1,100. Okay, so if you, we got to that number by taking 6 bowlers per lane times 28 lanes and everything else, and then there was a few extra dollars put in for their time as well, and they had a special, and so we went off of that price. So I was thinking maybe $10 per person. We could maybe go a little higher if we wanted to increase our profit a little bit more, but you get bowling for 2 hours, which is roughly 2 games. That's what they say to allow for 2 hours, is you get about 2 games, and it could be a little bit more than that. and your shoes. We're not doing any food or anything like that. If people want, they can, get food from the bowling alley there. The other option is if you wanted to have food, I guess they have an arrangement where, like if you order up from Tony Cornicones, they'll deliver it to the bowling alley for you. So like you say, I'm gonna be there from this time, you can order food from there, they'll deliver it to the bowling alley, you pay them and whatever. Who knows, maybe we can even talk to them and say, hey, if you get orders from Tony Cornicones for the bowling alley, can you get us a cut if we suggest that to people? So that's out there. So if you have thoughts about the ticket price and going from there, that would give us, we would get a profit still for that. I think it works out to like $2 a person profit to that, but if we want to try to get a little more profit on there, we can. So, but that's the bowling event. Any questions, thoughts, concerns on that? All right, great. All right, so now we're into the deep dive topics. This is where we're going to spend a little more time, and hey, we're looking pretty good halfway through. Grant requests. We've got a few grant requests that came in since the last time. There were some that were put out there. We talked about those. I think most of those were delivered. There was one for Mrs. Halterman that I guess the thing that she ordered, we ordered it, but they were making a new throwable speaker ball, and they said, hey, do you want to wait for the new one to come out? And we said, yeah, sure. And I got an email the other day saying there was a problem with the new one. It's still brand new. They're revising the specs, so it's going to take a little bit longer. And so now I'm like, well, can we get the old one now? Or what? So that one hasn't been delivered yet, but it's been ordered and it's received. So the one that I received this month, Mrs. Krasinski, who's here, had put in a request for a couple of flexible seating chairs for her classroom. So that's a picture of the flexible seating chair, and she asked for 2 of them. The cost on that is $107.98. So before we go on to the next one, do we want to just go through all of them, or do we just want to take them on a case-by-case basis?
All of them.
You don't even go to school.
Who brought this kid?
Alright, so all in favor of funding the $107.88 for the flexible seating chairs right here? Alright, anyone opposed? Alright, great, approved. We will order those and have them sent to you. They're on your Amazon wish list. You can just order those through our Amazon Smile account. Those will be showing up shortly. So, thank you everyone. This one's going to sound very familiar, slightly different color. But Mrs. Reed has asked for 2 flexible seating chairs. The cost difference is a little off, I think, because of the color, I'm guessing. But there's a request there for 2 of those chairs for $124.14. Approved?
Yep.
All right. Unanimous. All right, approved.
They're not together.
So there you go. You guys can swap it. Get a little crazy with the colors. All right. So then we have one more. And this one's from Andrea Halterman. This might look familiar to anyone that was with us last year. This is for an author visit from Aaron Reynolds. The cost, and I've got a slash in here because there's still a little point of clarification. We're not sure. It's either $3,000 or $3,500, depending on whether we're considered inside the Chicagoland area. So we don't know if we're considered deemed outside, it's $3,500. If we're considered inside, which most of us would probably consider us inside, we're $3,000. He would give 3 presentations, one for K through 1, 2 through 3, and 4 through 5. So that's out there as well. Any questions, thoughts, concerns on that one?
Is this all in one day? How long
All
are
in
the
one day.
presentations?
I think he came to my school last year, my elementary school. I work in Northbrook at the junior high, but I think he came to our elementary, and typically the author contracts are broken down by how many presentations they give. And then, they have like the green room experience of like they need a water break and lunch in between. So I think that might be part of what's in there, but I think he was well received. I think he did a good job with our kids. They were happy.
And that was middle school or
He came to the elementary schools.
elementary?
So I'm pretty sure it was him. I just texted someone to see, but I think.
I don't really know any of his books. I kind of Googled them to see what it was. I guess
I read it with, like, my
Carrots is the
preschoolers.
most popular one of them, but
Young.
I don't really know.
I read it with like my 3-year-olds.
Okay.
Does he have anything
Green
that is
carrots.
for older kids that they would really? I know he's an author, but if the kids are, would the fourth and fifth be motivated by his age group of, I mean, it's Andrea who's asking for it, so I'm guessing she feels it is.
If I remember correctly, I thought that the way that maybe something like this goes is for the younger grades, they talk about like the joys of reading, blah, 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 blah. And then as you get to the older grades, it's more about becoming an author and
Right.
writing and those kind of strategies a little bit more. That could have been a different one because we talked about a few different ones when we were planning it last year. So I don't really remember 100%.
That makes sense to me. I think it's more like the design of a book, and many authors were reluctant readers themselves. And so they talk through like, I hate reading, and yet here I am, and here's how I got there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What did we pay for that assembly with the biker? The guy that came and did the bike.
That I don't know because we didn't do that one.
I'm just curious how that relates.
Like when
Last
we did the
year
game
we
show
did
one
the
and-
game show one, and they did 2 presentations for that,
I think so.
right?
Yeah.
Mrs. Rivera, I think they did 2 different ones, and we broke them up 2 through 3, and then 4 and 5 last year, and that was like, I think it was like 1,200 for 2 presentations. I think for every additional presentation we added was like another $500 for that one. So I mean,
Right.
in theory, I guess if we did,
Because he's only traveling to one location, which
Well,
should
exactly.
cut down a little
Exactly.
cost.
it was significantly cheaper to do that, but that was not an educational one. That was more about spirit and
Yeah, behavior
and just a positive experience for the kids to give them a break. You know, we planned that for during testing time, or after testing, to give them a break for something like that.
Well, if you have had feedback and it's all been positive.
I'm happy to check in more with my elementary librarians. He did come, my junior high librarian said, but I'm happy to check in with them and see. We have an awesome elementary librarian who, like, if she brought him in, I trust the fact that she did that. But I can find more info, for sure, as to how it went and how they broke down presentations and contract and all of that. I can do a little research.
Any other thoughts, questions, concerns?
Definitely blows our
Yeah,
teacher grant budget.
I was just gonna say, my concern is the price.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably use up the remainder of our teacher grant
I
budget.
mean, it is for every grade level, but I would like to know if other teachers were on board. If that's, how they would want
Mhm.
some of the money spent. I mean, I don't know that other people have requested things like this. I think it's great to bring someone into the school. You don't have to bring all the kids out on a field trip for that kind of thing. But obviously, that's a pretty big one for a grant.
Can we talk to Joanna again like we did last year, because they found
They did
money in the
find
budget last year to have an author visit, or
Yeah.
2 actually.
or something.
That
So-
almost seems like it should come from the schools.
Yeah, I feel like well,
There should be a fine arts
yeah.
allotment of some kind that the school should be paying for field trips and fine arts and things like
The last
that.
author we had was like the media center library budget item.
Maybe we could see if it could fall under something else.
And we did still have,
Still.
we had, when we budgeted, we did budget about the cost of what we did last year for the game show people, if we wanted to bring them back. Again, that's a little bit more of a spirit one and falls into the spirit arm of what we do for that as well. But,
Yeah.
that was my big concern with the cost.
I would vote to talk to
So,
administration about that.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up,
See.
I'll
Rather stay
bring
with
it up
the
to
fun
Joanna and see if there's something
assemblies.
there. Maybe it's something that we can contribute a portion to or something if that works out. So I will, I'll chase that up. So that's our teacher grant portion. So now we get to go to Boo Bash. We've been meeting regularly, about once a week for the most part, to kind of get things in order. We've got some updates here. We did change dates since our last meeting. We are doing it Friday, October 18th. We're calling it Boo Bash, but it's kind of a Boo Bash mini. It's from 6 to 8 p.m., so it's really just a chance for us to kind of bring it back, do something fun, and go from there. It's not kind of gonna be Boo Bash of old, but this is a stepping stone to get us moving in the right direction. This time of year is very difficult to not find a conflict.
Yeah.
It's basically impossible, so we're just going with the best we've got
Right.
and going with it. We will have games and prizes. So I know Andrea and Jackie were kind of working on that, so we've got some more details coming out on that. We need to get that buttoned up here. We've got some prizes that we'll have out there, you know, candy and little trinkets for the different things. And we actually have some that we've had some people donate. And Kate was one of the ones nice enough to make a donation, and I think so far donated wise, I think we've got almost 400 pieces of candy, and I think, or 300 pieces of candy, and about 400 little trinkety things for prizes. All right, just donate. So,
Yeah,
and
see,
hopefully we'll get
that's
some
great.
more of that. I
Right.
know we've committed to donating some, we just haven't gone to the store to do it yet. So we'll get some of that, and again, we can use some of those things for
And
the homecoming
we're-
parade too.
Yeah, we're trying to wait right until we know a little bit of what age group and
And how
the
many
amount
people
of
are coming
kids
and
that are
everything else,
coming
yeah.
and, yeah, so.
But that should be fun. We'll have lots of fun activities out there for them to do. We've got 2 bouncy houses that we'll be bringing in, so kind of have one for younger kids and one for the older kids or whatever. We'll break it up as we need to. But those will be here as well. We will do a photo booth. Don't think like what we did for
It's just
the
a photo
date
area.
night. We're just gonna have a backdrop and I'll have lights set up and my camera.
Manned by the
And
Swansons.
we'll take pictures, and we're not gonna do prints like the little photo strips or whatever, but we'll
Digital.
email them people or whatever they want, and they can use them for social media. We'll put them up on our website and things like that, and opportunities to go out there and grab those pictures. We can put them on a website that people can download the picture when they're done with the event and have them, so. Spooky Story Times, Andrea and Melissa Smith are gonna head up Spooky Story Time for some of our younger kids and for some of our older kids, so we'll have different areas for that as well, so that should be fun. Costume contest, so if you wanna come in your costume, that's great, and we'll have some awards and some prizes for the people that
Was that a pre-sign up thing on
you
that
can
sheet?
I've encouraged people to not on the
Okay,
sheet.
but they
There's
don't
a
have to.
sign
You don't
up on
have
the
to,
website that
no.
they can-
On the
If you
website.
want to, that's great, but
So
if you wanted
people
to sign
show
up
up,
ahead of
they're
time to give us an
Okay.
idea of how many people are gonna do it, that's great, but you don't have to. So we'll just take whoever's there
Yeah.
and do it that way. But we'll have music and dancing. Basically, we're not gonna have a DJ, we're just gonna have speakers set up with music. We've kind of already started a playlist with that, so we should be in good shape with that. We'll do a 50-50 raffle. Again, we have the permit already done for that, so we'll sell that there as well. So that's all taken care of. And then we'll have pizza and concession. So we'll have pizza, we're talking about maybe doing Domino's and having them deliver pizzas through, and then other concessions like chips, pop, whatever, that kind of stuff that you can order as well. So that's it. Our advanced prices through October 10th are $5 per child, adults are free. At the door, it's $7 per child and $2 per adult. We also have online ordering, so if you want, you can go online and just place your order, get your order in, and you get that great pricing there, and you don't have to fill out a little sheet or anything like that. It's all online, so that's great. We've had a few people do that already, and it works out pretty well. But that advanced price is only through October 10th.
Do you have an updated number on how many are signed up?
Yeah.
I think it was at
If I remember-
29 last.
No, I haven't checked the mailbox in about a week,
Okay.
so a lot could
No,
have
just-
changed in about a week. But the last I saw, I thought we had something like 20 or 30 kids, and maybe it was.
I
Maybe
thought it was
four- actually,
29 kids or something and
Yeah, it could have been.
ex-adults, but
Something like
okay.
that. No, there was more.
don't-
There's like 20 adults,
Yeah.
20 something adults, and there was either high 20s or low 30s
30s for kids.
or maybe even up to 40.
Because
kids,
I'm just
something like
wondering
that.
what, I mean, I know we talked about a sign out front to promote.
Yes.
Is that, is that your next slide?
That it was actually
Okay.
it would be this thing right down here. That banner was kind of what I was going to propose, is to get one of those produced to hang outside, because
I think, yeah, and sometimes on those banners, you can leave a blank space and then you can put up your dates each
we
year.
could. The
you
thought
know,
was to make it just say coming soon, because the
We can
idea is to
use
get
it
the
every year.
kids excited for it, and are the kids always going to say, oh, it's it's October 18th or it's whatever, and they're gonna be like, I wanna go to Boo Bash, and then
Well,
they can
right,
go and look
I'm
it
just
up and
thinking
go
if
through
the
it.
parents, if it's gonna be a drive-through by the school or posted in town eventually, if it's gonna grow, it might be nice to have the date,
The other option.
just a white blank so you can put the date.
Yeah, the other option I thought of is we could just do like a little sign, like right here, like a speech bubble that has that date on it or whatever it is.
Why can't we just put our website on there?
We could add our website on there as well, because that's not going anywhere,
Yeah.
so.
It's just easy for people if they're given the information.
Yeah.
They don't have to go looking for it. And if it's a white thing, you can just, it's a, you know, you put up the numbers and you take them off. You know, I'm just thinking future.
No, I get it.
How
The thought was
bubbles.
to make this as a banner so it can be rolled up and easily stored, because we
No,
don't
no,
have
it would,
storage
you would
space.
still do that. The banner would just go a little farther and have a white square of that same vinyl that you could put your
Yeah, we
date.
could do that, we
Um,
could do that.
use
I just
those
don't know what you
before.
would put on there that you could reuse. every
Yeah,
year
that's what
to do
I'm
that.
trying to think.
Well, you don't put anything on there. You get something else that you put on top of it.
Right.
Or
What is
Some
the-
kind
what
of
is
Velcro
that?
thing, Then you
Like a
gotta,
vinyl.
yeah,
number.
yeah, I get it, it's just every
Yeah.
year then you've gotta create something
ask the
new to
sign
go on
people.
there.
They probably
Yeah.
know and have dealt with that. We used to do it for the Y all the time. We'd use the
Mhm.
same banner and then you could change the date. And it worked out kind of nice.
Well, we know we got October, so it won't be.
No.
Right. I mean, it's always going to be October. But,
Yeah. So,
Are they talking about it? Are you teachers hearing the kids talk about it? Is there any other way we could promote it in the school a little more?
Hey, Johnny, are kids talking about Boo Bash at school at all?
Okay. The announcements
Sometimes.
would be good.
Yeah, you can ask the secretary to remind the kids, tell your parents, whatever.
Huh.
yeah,
You can make that daily until.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, my kids aren't hearing
I'll
other
talk to
kids
Sue
talk
about
about it or anything.
Like I put it in my newsletter, and then it's like a hit or miss, but I think it could be promoted better school-wide.
Yeah, yeah, I think the word with the kids is not out there yet. And we have a lot of new ones.
Yeah.
Who, if it's been off for 5 years, they don't even know what Boo Bash is.
No, they
but,
don't.
yeah.
You know, so there's not an automatic talk about it. And I think that the kids in the school don't really know. I mean, the flyer went home, but,
Yeah.
so maybe morning announcements and things like that would be really good. Teacher newsletters would be great.
Mhm. And I have seen it in some of the newsletters, so, that's good, you know, but it's a listing, so I don't know if that's necessarily always the best way. So we'll look at some other ways that maybe we
I
can.
mean, I don't know if another flyer or half sheet could go home or
We could,
it's a
we've got another
reminder for
newsletter
signing
coming
up.
One thing that
you
was
know.
great that I didn't mention earlier is all the people that, when they registered for their kids for school, they had the option of selecting that. That added like 500 names to our database for emails, so, which was great. So that's happened in the last month that we've gotten those in as well. So there's
I
some
don't know
more
if the school
opportunities to get out there.
wouldn't allow us to do an email blast. Would
No,
they do
but it
one
is
for
in
us?
the newsletter.
Okay.
So it's already included in the newsletter, we're
I
just
need,
waiting
like-
for the newsletter to go out.
I need like an email on October 9th that I have one more
Remind
day
you.
to order
Yeah.
the tickets. That's
Oh,
what I
Right,
need.
right.
Totally.
Yeah.
And on
We
the
need
social
a-
medias, on through
Yeah.
our Remind app, all that stuff,
I
we're
will
gonna
forget.
continue to
But I mean, at
promote
the
it.
school, I mean, we can put up posters in the school, can't we? I mean, we could ask
Maybe.
Joanna because when we have book
Yeah.
fair, we're promoting that in the school
Oh, yeah.
with lots of
Yeah.
visuals.
That's a good idea.
I think we
Yeah,
need a
some
lot more
posters.
visuals in the school, to promote this.
Yeah.
And kids definitely.
Cause it's kid
They get
driven.
excited when they see things on the wall and they
Yeah.
ask about it.
I mean, if
Good
we could
idea.
do a small
Great
blow
idea.
up in the, where they walk by in the library, I've got plenty of those little Halloween blow ups.
Yeah, well, I think the
I know they
blow up
didn't
thing was kinda.
She didn't like that idea on the outside, but.
So, but they said that signage and banners were okay.
Okay, so maybe we need to find out what they'll let us do inside.
Right.
Because the kids really need to see
I think
some
that's a good
stuff.
idea, some
Yeah.
signs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask about that, about the inside, if that changes anything at all.
Get some
and
pumpkins,
go
get
from
some
there.
something going, some
Yeah.
signs. I gotta go pick up kids, but thank you.
Thanks for
And I'll
coming.
be
So
back
Blue
in
Bash,
touch
any
more
other
about Blue
questions,
Bash.
thoughts, concerns on Blue Bash before we move on to the next topic?
Won't steal your
I think a
time.
sign outside is a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. The prices were kind of like what we were talking about for the.
Those are great
banners.
prices.
It's something we can use year over year. I
Yeah.
think it's a good expense.
Well,
Yeah.
we can use.
Yeah.
So we'll look into that and look at making it reusable enough. All right, so Winter Wonderland Fest, this is something else that we are planning. This kind of goes in conjunction with the holiday shop that we talked about last time, where kids can come and shop. So I put in a building reservation date for Sunday, December 8th. We booked the holiday shop for it as well. I haven't actually gotten the approval back from the building on this one, but it sounded to me like it was just a matter of days to get it back and that there were no issues. It's a free event. We thought we would just make it free to anybody that wants to come, but if you want to do any of the activities or things like that, we can sell a wristband that allows you access into like doing the snowball fight instead of the bouncy house. So instead of doing bouncy house, maybe we take a room and we get those like soft cottony snowballs and we fill it with those, and people can go in there and have a snowball fight or whatever. Different things like that. We can do some different games, crafts, different things as well. We talked about doing a bake sale in coordination with that for that event. Concessions, hot chocolate, things like that. Having caroling and maybe have karaoke, and maybe ask if the Bobcat Singers or the Hogs Choir, orchestra, or band would want to come in and play a song or two at varying times, and kind of provide some musical entertainment and maybe some holiday music for us during that time. One thought that I had was maybe figure out a way to coordinate this with this, I think it's Snow Buddies program, is it what they call it at the school, or is that a Hillcrest term?
That's here, yeah.
That's here, where they have that for children in need. You could purchase a gift for them and bring that there. So maybe that's something we can do in coordination with that activity as well. But maybe have the chili or a soup cook-off type thing if we want to have different food, but just different ideas for this. So the idea is that we're really looking at starting to pull this one together here as well. I know we're talking about Boo Bash still, but it's gonna go quick, and we wanna get this in order and whatever. So if there's people that want to be involved with this, it would be great. We talked about having a photo booth, and that one would be more like what we had at the
Totally awesome
family date night, where you go in and you get the strip, and then you can get the downloaded pictures. Maybe you can use that for your Christmas card or whatever. There's options there.
Okay, one consideration, I know this from years back, Antioch Traveling Closet usually does their giveaways on that day or a day close to that. So I would just coordinate with them because they also require a lot of our volunteers. So just like reach out and see so that we don't have.
Yeah, we can talk to Lisa.
Yeah.
Sure.
And also, student council would like to be regularly a part of your events. So
yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Let's keep them in your core volunteer list. We all talked about that, so, yeah.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, and what other thoughts that we had was, I know Hillcrest used to do this, especially with their pre-K program, where they had some of their kids make wrapping paper. They take a sheet of construction paper and they paint on it or whatever, and then they sell it because their parents feel obligated to buy wrapping paper.
Yeah, we did.
We did that totally. But that might be something we could ask at, whether we want to do a coloring contest, maybe a visit from Santa, whether we, ask somebody to volunteer, or we rent, hire somebody to come in as Santa. And one other thought that I had with this was doing a raffle. And when I say a raffle, I mean like a real raffle, almost more like kind of what
duck races
foundation does with the duck race. And you pre-sell your tickets and everything else, and we do a real prize for this. Now, whether that prize, whatever grand prize is, do we go out and do we buy an Xbox during Black Friday sale or something like that, and then that's our grand prize, or do we make it a cash prize and put up a cash amount of prize? But we sell these tickets for like $5 a ticket, or 5 tickets for $20, and we start selling those in early November, and we get that out there, and we sell a bunch of those tickets and see how that goes, and then we have cash second prize and third prize. I mean, I kind of like the idea of cash, because who doesn't want some extra money during
December?
holidays?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I think that would be pretty nice, but I think that's something that we could definitely do out there. We would need to check and see what how we can budget that out and go from there. But so Melissa, I think we would need some guidance on your thoughts on that one a little bit. But if anyone has suggestions on that, I'd really love to see us do that. I think that could be a huge hit for that. And so planning, we need, start planning, and we're gonna need volunteers for planning and obviously to help us carry off that event. One thing I didn't mention when we went back to the Boo Bash is when we talked about volunteers, I did reach out to the Distinguished Warrior Coordinator and the NJHS coordinator at OGS about volunteer opportunities, and we've had some people volunteer through those. Also, the high school, I think, said they committed
20 students.
20 students to help us volunteer with Boo Bash. So hopefully, we're setting up some good relations with some of these groups, and we can kind of do that because I know these are groups that are looking for volunteer hours as well. With student council, I think that's fantastic as well, and we'd like to have them involved with some of the ideas and thoughts and things like that. And even on day out, I think that would be fantastic to have those out there. So if we can kind of use those out there as well, that would be great. So that is kind of what we had planned for today. Our next meeting is Wednesday, November 6th. If you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, you can reach us through pretty much any way out there. Come talk to me, email us, voice, text us, check the website. That's pretty much it. So thank you, everyone. And if anyone wants to talk more, we got a few minutes yet. 2 minutes and 21 seconds.
Thanks for joining online.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.